So I've talked about a lot of things on the channel that have terrified me. A lot of movies and TV shows like The Nun, The Conjuring, Jeepers Creepers, Signs. I've talked about a lot of that. And a lot of that is older stuff that I watched, years ago that scared me and still sticks with me to this day. But I'm going to talk about something that I just saw recently that scared me. And that is, if you've seen the thumbnail for this video and have watched Doctor Who, then you know what it is. If you haven't watched Doctor Who, I'll let you in on what it is. This is the Weeping Angel scene from Doctor Who. I'm not exactly sure from what season, because there's a lot of it. There's so many different seasons of Doctor Who that have a bunch of different doctors and whatnot. At this point, I'm pretty sure there's 20 different, not seasons, but series of just Doctor Who's. And they're all different doctor actors. So this got recommended to me, and honestly, the thumbnail for it was absolutely terrifying. So I had to check it out, and this is the Weeping Angel Attack. If you don't know what Weeping Angels are, they're those statues you'll see on churches or in cemeteries of an angel obviously crying or weeping, And they're already terrifying, honestly. Seeing those statues in cemeteries and churches, they don't bring me a sense of comfort or joy. They actually terrify me. And this right here, this scene, actually just is incredibly terrifying. So basically what happens is these angels, obviously the statues, they will attack you when you don't look at them. If you don't look at them, they attack you. When you look at them, they freeze in place. And the scene, I'm going to do kind of a cinematic breakdown of the scene. Basically, they kind of have the audience in the same position as the actors, because what will happen is when the camera's looking at the actors, the angels move, and then when the camera goes back to the angels, they don't move, which is a really cool filming idea or whatever. I honestly, I like it. I think it's pretty cool. But the scene here, it's a whole 4 minutes. I'm not going to show the whole scene. I'm just going to show you a good minute of it. I think maybe about 30 seconds of, I think, what is the scariest or part of the scariest, maybe this one of the scariest parts of the scene. So I'm going to go ahead and stop talking. I'm going to let you guys see the scene. I'm going to talk about it when we get back. So the scene obviously follows them trying to get into the tortoise. That's what it's called, the tortoise. They're trying to get into the tortoise with the key, and it's not working, and it's that whole cliche trying to unlock the lock before they get them, and they get in. They get in, and then obviously more stuff happens that makes it even scarier. And I'd encourage you. Actually, I might just show that here in a few minutes. When I get to talk about this, what we just saw and how it scared me, because it actually does add to a little bit more of the horror. If you haven't seen this scene entirely or this episode, go watch it, because if you honestly, for me, I like horror. It's just my anxiety doesn't like horror, so I'll watch horror, and then when it's 3 a.m., obviously, then I hate horror, and I'm mad at myself for watching it. But if you like horror, go check it out, because honestly, it does give you a little bit of a suspense feeling. It's fun to watch. But yeah, so it did scare me. It did. The face. First of all, it's the creepy faces that get me. I don't know what it is. I honestly don't know what it is, because I think about 95% of the world if I watch it scene and not be fazed by it. I don't know. It's not even the whole posing and everything. It's just the faces, and maybe it's the way the eyes are. Something with the eyes. I honestly, I couldn't tell you. But I was laying in bed scrolling through YouTube, and I watched this scene because it was recommended to me, and it got me. It was 9 p.m. at the time, and I was like, oh hey, that was scary. And the next thing I know, it was 4 in the morning, and I had to get up and go to the bathroom, and I really just hated having to leave my room. I flicked on all the lights, the hall light, my bedroom light, the bathroom light. I kept them all on, and I went back to bed with the lights on, because I could not fathom being in the darkness. Also, because as you saw, those angels are they're pointing at the light and using the magic or whatever to turn off the light, which means they can go towards them and kill them, which is not a good thing. So I kept the lights on to prevent any weeping angels that may be around me from getting in here and coming at me. But it did actually scare me. It was something really horrifying, and I really can't give you a full breakdown of why it is. It's just one of those things that is creepy. It's just creepy. It's kind of I'd say maybe people feel about spiders. Well, I know some people have a phobia of spiders, and they just do because maybe they had they came across a spider when they were younger and it scared them. But I know a lot of people have a fear of spiders just because they're creepy looking. And that's honestly how it also is with the Nun for me. I don't like the Nun because it's creepy looking for the most part. And that is the same feeling I get with the Weeping Angels in this scene. And honestly, I always have never liked those Weeping Angel statues you'd see like in cemeteries, not churches. They've always been creepy. I think a lot of people would agree with that, honestly. But this scene, when I watched it for the first time, which was like a week or two ago, it was scary. When I was watching it again to talk about it today, it still gets me. It still does scare me. It is absolutely, it gives you a suspense feeling, a feeling of adrenaline, I should say. I think that's the one I'm looking for, that a lot of, I think, other horror movies do convey, and I think that's why it's kind of fun for me to watch. But then after I get done watching it, I can't get it out of my head. Then I get scared. And obviously, like I said in previous videos with other things that scare me, kind of the same aspect. Like when I watched the Nun movie in theaters back in 2018, I was a little hesitant to see it because I was terrified of it. But then I went and watched it, and I liked the adrenaline. But then afterwards, I was terrified. Or with really any other scary movie, like watching The Conjuring last October. I watched all the Conjuring movies like back to back to back, and that's Nun scene in The Conjuring 2 is like my worst fear. That's the thing I'm scared of the most. But like watching it at the time, and even though I know it's coming up, like when I know it's coming up, I'm scared of it. Then I watch it and I like the suspense. But then after the movie's over, it scares me, which is like kind of what I get from this. You know, I know watching this for the 10th time, I know see that scene's coming, and it's like I'm scared of it. Then I see it, and the adrenaline starts pumping. I'm like, "Ooh, that was scary." Then afterwards, I get scared. So, honestly, this is just something else that really just like gave me a spook. It is Halloween. Well, it's not Halloween. It's October, and it is time for spookiness. So I think we'll have a lot of spooky videos coming out this month. So if you guys all enjoyed, before I go, I want to show you one little snippet of this scene that adds on to a little bit more of the creepiness. And for context, what happens is the characters get in the tortoise, and the tortoise starts to teleport without them, with the angels trying to get in. And so as the tortoise is fading away, they look up to see the weeping angels obviously standing over them. And there's like just a little snippet that scares me to my core, just more so than anything else in the scene, honestly.
What's that mean?
Oh my god, it's leaving us behind! Doctor, no, you can't!
So yeah, that right there, with the tortoise fading away and those angels like peeking in, is like just like the scariest part of that for me, honestly. That's like terrifying. The most terrifying of the whole scene. I just had to show the first part with the lights flickering, is that I don't know, that's like the one I felt like might scare more people, I think. So I wanted to show that part. But basically how this ends is the doctor basically tricked the angels. So the angels obviously want to continue to follow them or whatever. I think that's why he did it. But what happens is the doctor had the angels tricked, so when the tortoise disappears, all the angels are actually looking at each other, which means they can't move anymore and they're stuck there forever. Unless somebody decides to pick one up and move them, but I don't know how viable that is, that someone's going to do that. So yeah, ends happy, as far as I know, because I haven't actually watched this full episode. The characters survive. The YouTube video ends and the characters survive. That's all I know. So we're gonna say it ends happily, and we're gonna assume that. But guys, if you enjoyed this video, do consider dropping a like. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see y'all later in a brand new one. Have a good day, and as always, stay awesome, everybody.